Finally, after like 10 years.
And then
This is why you don't use Windows. 101. Tonight's talk is going to be 101 reasons why you don't use Windows for your presentation. My name's Sotiris Bassakaropoulos. Father was originally from Greece. A lot of people wonder why I have such a long name and why it's as long as the alphabet, but that's that's why it is. So not very organized tonight in my slides, but I'll go through just some things. If you have any questions along the way or anything you want to say, just feel free to plan ahead there. If you want to follow me on social media, go to asksotiris.com/social, and I have a list of all my social networks that I'm in there. So, okay. Tonight I want to talk a wee bit about video marketing tips. The first thing I would like to say would be, firstly, I was going to maybe show you how to add video in your actual WordPress blog. Now, there's a lot of people here. That's very, very simple thing. But I'll just do it here very quickly. Let's see. Is this going to?
You have to stop the casting.
Do you? Yeah. Okay.
Choose desktop or cast.
I'll choose cast desktop. Would that help?
Yeah.
Event projector 4.
Anything on your desktop will basically project.
Okay. I'll just stop it. And I'll just restart it.
Yeah, if on the cast tree, do the drop down and cast the desktop. And to fall back.
Okay.
And then put boot cap on it to the Sage. Then set it up to boot directly into Sage.
Event projector 4, yeah.
They will also quote using the
show full screen videos on remote screen. Is that a way? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So perfect. So okay, so I'm just going to log into a site here, and the first thing I'll show you is just basically how you can add a video to your WordPress blog. When did it disappear? Okay, seem to have lost the. Here, just cast it again.
Cast 2, hit the drop down arrow.
Okay. Yeah. Cast.
Drop down arrow beside cast 2.
Yeah. No, it's not. Let me just give me event projector 4, channel 4.
I hit that one though.
Oh, sorry, cast 2. Okay.
Yeah.
The arrow.
Cast
desktop.
And then select
field
again.
cast.
Try it again, but you hit event projector.
Yeah, I'll try that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
See what happens. Okay, happy days. Okay, it's all happening. Okay, so so basically how you add a video to your WordPress blog. There's different ways to do it. They've made it a lot easier now, so you can actually just go and add the URL. But I still do it the old-fashioned way, and the reason I do it the old-fashioned way is because I like to basically say you go to add a video. So I'm just going to go and grab a video here. So you want to go and add a video. You click on the video that you want to add. Right. And then if you click on the share button, and generally, instead of going and just getting the link at the top, I'd get the embed code. So I'd click embed. And then so that all these other suggested videos don't appear when the video finishes on my blog post, I'll uncheck that. And that'll get rid of that. So it means now when I put the video on the site, I'm not going to get all the suggested videos coming after it. Another thing you can do is you can actually put a playlist. So you could, put a playlist of your videos, and that means it's not going to go onto somebody else's video, which is a good way to stop your competition showing up on your website. So you'd obviously just put go to your posts or your pages, depending you want to add as a post or page. So you just go to add new. And you probably put in the title of your video. Actually, first I'm going to put in the HTML because it's easier. So always make sure you're in text and not in visual, because if you're visual, it won't work. Make sure you click on text before you do it, or you'll get a lot of gobbledygook instead of a video. So put in our video there. You can go and grab the title of the video. So just copy the title. You want the title, or put in the title of your blog post, whatever it is, whatever content you're adding. If you're just throwing in a video, then it's just as simple as that. So you put in your video. I sometimes stick it in here as well. And then in here, you could put in a bit of content underneath. You could also put in a call to action, because if you're making blog posts and you're not giving people a call to action, then you're pretty much, often you could be wasting your time because they're not going to do anything. So it's basically just as simple as that. So that's how simple it is, just to post a video. You want to maybe put in your keywords or whatever if you want. You can stick in keywords if you have an SEO plugin or whatever. And you would also put in an image. You'd also put in a featured image, and that would then appear inside your link when you share it in social media. So if you pick a featured image, then that will appear automatically. So all you do is you just click featured image, and then you just pick an image that you have that you want to go with the post. And then that will basically show up when you post it. So, okay. Go up on here. See if we can get something. So I don't even see. You don't see that one. Okay. So you can put in your featured image there, and then if you click publish, like so, you will see now that you will have your video there. So sorry, just go to a few posts. Okay, so a little stuff going on here. And that's sort of your video. I find it depends on the size of your site, but I find that generally it's about, mine's about 600 wide by 400 normally the video. So I'll change the coding on the video when I'm doing it, which I actually forgot to do tonight because I was thinking about too many other things. But I would normally change it from 560 to, I would just change the number from 560 generally to 600 by 400, but it's not playing ball. Every time I take, yeah. If it's a responsive theme, it doesn't matter, but sometimes it doesn't. So I just, yeah. So that's basically how you add a video to your WordPress blog. And the next thing, I want to talk about a bit is what is the purpose of your video, because, if you're making a video, you should have a reason, for actually making the video. Is it you're trying to give people some information about something? Are you trying to get them to opt in and take, a free gift? Are you trying to advertise your business, or what's the actual purpose of the video? And what are the people there for? You need to think about what they're there for. Because sometimes people make a video and they'll just start waffling for hours, and the people just get bored after 5 minutes and leave. So, make sure whatever your title of the video is, you give them whatever it is in the information, and you don't sort of waffle on for 3 hours. I made a quick wee video. It's just a wee funny video here. It's just video marketing versus employment. So I don't know. I had a bit of a bad experience with my last employment, and it's the reason I decided I'd never be an employee again, ever again. So I made a wee video there, just a wee quick video. Maybe watch this. Let's see. I'll put it on here. Okay. Let's see. Did I turn it up? It's not on. Okay, hold on. Yeah, unmute. Yeah, it's not coming, the sound. Yeah.
Sound working fast?
Yeah.
Is that the sound or just the video?
I'm not sure.
I've never tried to find it.
Mm-hmm.
No. There's separate sections for the audio.
It's probably not plugged in.
Yeah. This is only going to be visual, Alex.
Video sound isn't muted on YouTube.
That's very weird. That's weird, isn't it? Sound settings. No, there's no headphones. Why is it doing that?
Because it thinks it's
The microphone?
the separate default output.
How do you do that? Just that?
Yeah.
No.
It's you go over the audio settings. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it, is basically. That's just a wee funny video I made there. So obviously, you have different types of videos you can make. You can make like a video where you're recording the screen. You could sort of use your computer and the built-in camera. You can use your iPhone or your Samsung or whatever you have to record. Yeah, to record a video. I generally tend to find that screen recorded videos tend to convert better. So videos that are actually recorded off the screen where you're showing someone how to actually do something, or videos recorded off the screen where you're doing a PowerPoint and you're actually telling them while you're playing the video, you're actually telling them and writing down the thing as well. I tend to find that gets a better, you get more sales and opt-ins and stuff doing it that way than you do with face-to-face video. Now, there's some people who are really good and have done loads of speaker training and stuff, and they can sell really well on face-to-face videos, but generally I find that those seem to work a lot better, maybe 10 times better than an ordinary video, where you're just talking, So the other thing I wanted to just talk about quickly, because I had, had problems with this. This was I had many different things happen to me with social media and videos and all kinds of things. And I think it's a very, very important thing. You mightn't realize it in the beginning, and it might take you a year or 2 years or 5 years for it to actually hit you. But one day, the day will come along when you're using YouTube, and you'll come along and your videos will be gone, or one of your videos will be gone, and you won't get any reason why. They'll just tell you, here's our terms of service, go and read it. We're allowed to delete your videos for whatever reason. We don't have to give you the reason. And that's what they do. So one stage it was maybe, probably over 10 years, would it be? Over 10 years ago anyway. I had a YouTube account, and I'd spend a bit of time on, like I don't spend any time now on my video channels. I used to try and get subscribers and try and rank the videos, to get as many views as possible. I don't bother, and I really don't care about my YouTube channel. It's there, and whatever I get from it's great, and I'm not really worried because it can be there today, gone tomorrow. So I had one channel, 350 videos, and I basically made a video showing people how to get Twitter followers. I had about 60,000 followers on Twitter or something. So I made a video showing people how to do it. And I had 4,000 positive comments in the video. And then this little teenager came along and said, getting Twitter followers is a scam. And he flagged the video. So YouTube deleted the video. I sent YouTube a message, saying, you delete this video. Like, there's no reason for it. It's just showing people what I've done. And, it works. And, there's nothing wrong with it. And I went to my YouTube channel 2 days later, and all my videos were gone. 350 videos of my 103-year-old granny, videos of my dad, videos of my kids, all my personal videos, my business videos. I had 3 videos with 20,000 views that were getting me a couple of grand a month from sales. Boom, they were gone. They were toast. And so what I learned from that is, now I have maybe I don't even know how many YouTube video channels I have, maybe 30, 35. If I have one business, I put one for one channel, another one for another channel, another one for another channel. So if one YouTube video channel goes, maybe lose 10% of my videos or 5%, don't care. If I spend 10 years building up a YouTube channel with 2,000 videos, some employees having a bad day get trigger happy, boom, 2,000 videos, how many thousand hours of your work gone up the tube? What's it worth to you an hour of your work? What's 2,000 hours of your work? Protect your video content online. So make sure you have an Amazon S3 account. Any videos that you do that are important to you, if it's just you talking nonsense and you think, you don't really care about it, nobody else seems to, doesn't matter. But if it's a video that's important, a sales video, a video that's really important to you, upload it as well to your Amazon S3 account. That's like, you know,
Jenkins.
yeah, exactly. There you go. Also, I would say to, there's now that new video network, Real.video, and he got completely pissed off with YouTube. The Health Ranger, they're banning, hiding anything he talks about alternative health because, you know, I shouldn't probably spend it in this conversation, but basically they banned his YouTube channel. Google tried to hide all the stuff in the search ratings because he's, you know, promoting natural cures that don't cost anything instead of pharmaceutical cures that cost hundreds of thousands to poison people. So he got wiped off, he got pissed off, and he set up his own video channel called Real.video. So Real.video, I would say in a few years, it's going to be, you know, anybody with any sense is going to be going over there because they're not going to get their videos deleted. They're going to be able to get their videos, they get their videos hosted for free. And the only thing they have to look at is one ad at the beginning of a video, which they see anyway on YouTube. So what I do now is, whenever I make a video, I upload the video to YouTube, right? I upload the video to Real.video, and I upload the video to my own hosting if it's an important one. And if it's an important one, I'll also put it on my own hosting on my website. Because if you think your blog or website, right, you think over 5 or 10 years, you maybe make, you know, a couple of hundred videos, maybe 10 of those videos are your sales pages that are selling your product or your service or whatever you're offering people. And you come along tomorrow, right? You think the bad part about losing a YouTube video channel is losing your videos. No, the bad part is when people open your site and they open every page of your site and it says, your account has been terminated, right? It makes you look like the Terminator, right? It doesn't make you look like a business owner. It makes you look like some kind of criminal, right? What is this guy been doing? You know, what is this guy been doing? YouTube, all his videos are down. He must be, you know, some kind of flipping pirate or something. You know, a hacker. He's a hacker. So, if you care about your video and you want it to be there tomorrow, I would suggest, you know, put it on Real.video or put it on your own AWS video hosting. It's quite cheap unless you're getting 1 million views a day. It's like pennies normally. But if you get like a real crazy amount of views, then you put it in Real Video somewhere else because it can cost money. You know, I had one mentor and his video bill for 1 month for AWS, I think, hit $600 or something because he does really busy sales video going on. So it can get expensive. But if you just, people are just coming to your site and viewing a few times, whatever, it's dead on. But if you get like loads and loads of hits or set loads of traffic to it, AWS can even get expensive as well. So yeah, so let's see what else we have here. I was gonna go through and sort of show about a bit about GDPR, right? I'm completely untechy. I'm completely uninterested in law, and I don't want a law degree. I never have, and I didn't start marketing online to become a lawyer. So what I found was I basically found someone who'd created a plugin which set up the GDPR, right? Basically, you just download this plugin. It adds in all your stuff. You know, you can add in all your bits and pieces. It helps you to, obviously, the privacy page you can do with other things, right? But this creates it so that they can put in their name and it sends them an email for the, you know, the data protection thing and all that sort of stuff. Let's just see if I can find it here. I have it on the site to be able to see. I'll just show you what it does here. Okay. So let me just find some pages. Yeah. So like data access, data breach, stuff like that. Data access. Right, so you can do like a data access request. Right, so if they want data about you, and click on that, put in their email, boom, you get an email saying they want their data access request. Forget my data, right? You can say, I want you to forget my data on WordPress comments, WordPress posts, WordPress user data, whatever. Rectify my data. I want you to fix that post or whatever it is. Or unsubscribe. I want to get off your off your data, right? So that plugin basically allows them to go and get whatever, also a data access request, which some people, I think it's called, what's it called, the is it a subject access request, is it, or SAR?
Yeah, SAR.
SAR, yeah, an SAR. So basically, they can go in manually into your site and get do an SAR basically. So
Does that just send you like an email or something to say this
Yeah.
person?
Yeah, you'll get an email, and that will then tell you, Stevie so and so has decided to get off your list. He doesn't like you anymore. And he's away, so you better get all the stuff off. He's going to send the FBI after you. Right?
I think it's important because a lot of people forget.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think GDPR is just about the data
The privacy thing, privacy policy and stuff.
It's not as like the access request. It's just, it's just as important.
Yeah. So the thing I liked about that, I bought this course on GDPR, and it was like pages and pages and pages. I looked at it and went, it'd be much easier for me to become a lawyer than to learn this course. And then I saw the plugin, said, that's me sorted. I'm just going to put the plugin, let everything else sort itself. So, at the end of this, I'll put a wee link where I have, the things to these different things that I'm talking about throughout the slides. Actually, I'll even tell you now, it's building them. Actually, it's in the slides here. Let me see. No, I'll come back to that at the end of the talk anyway. But the top one is I made a video showing how to install the GDPR plugin and how to get it all working on your WordPress blog. And the second one is the actual plugin itself that I'm using. So, okay. I'd also like to maybe talk a wee bit, quickly about how to use social media to share your message online. A lot of people are sort of into, SEO and paid ads and stuff, but you can actually also get people, just through social media, through Facebook and Facebook groups and Twitter and, LinkedIn and Instagram and so on. So I do recommend if you're going to be online at all. Some people say, well, get focused on one and two. And I sort of agree with that, right? But I think that if you're going to have an online business, you really should go out. And even if it takes you 1 day or 2 days, you should go out, sit down and set up all your social networks. You should set up your Pinterest, you should set up your Twitter, set up your YouTube and all that, because you can stick a social share button at the end of all your blog posts. And every time you go and you do a blog post, you just click the share button 10 times. And all those social networks are having your content on them and people are able to see it. So for the amount of time it takes, it's just, to me, it's stupid just to have like one social network, Facebook, and then they ban you or something, and then you're like toast. Nobody sees your stuff anymore. Your life's over. They've stopped your Facebook ads and that's it. So so I think it's important to do that. You want to sort of keep your brand similar. You want to make sure you put a profile picture. I see a lot of people, with a business and they have their logo, a crown or something, where the profile picture should be. People aren't into that. And a lot of people, when they see that, they just think it's a spammer and delete them or block them or whatever. So I recommend, sticking your proper profile picture. Or if you do have a business and you don't want to be like the face of the business for some reason, you could always get someone who is happy to do that and who works in your office, or member staff or something to do it. But it's better to have a real person, because people generally do business with people. So if it looks like they're doing business with a bot, they'll probably not do any business. So it's kind of pointless. The other thing I think is also interesting is, the fact that a lot of people tend to chase after people online. I mean, I see these endless, Facebook Messenger trainings and all this stuff, and these people coming and hitting people up in Messenger and have this stupid script, and it's like, hi, how are you? Yes, I'm fine, blah, blah. And they've it all written out, and then within like 5 messages, they're talking about their company and they're telling you about how it's the greatest company. And they're telling you there'll not be another company like this and so on and so forth. To me, your Messenger, your Skype, stuff like that is sort of personal. And you don't want to be sitting, in the house and next thing you're Skype beeps and you're looking at somebody trying to get you to join, Forever Living. And then 10 minutes later, somebody's trying to get you to join, some other nonsense, some CBD, some CBD network or whatever, because all day you'd have no life. So personally, I don't do that. I don't chase people in. What I do is I would go and put stuff that people are interested in front of them. So say people are interested in learning how to blog, I'll do a video talk about, learn how to blog. I'll find a group where people are learning how to blog. They'll say, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. I'll put some information showing how to do it, and then saying if you want more information, you can come here, you can go to my live chat, ask me any questions, whatever. And it tends to bring people in. And when people come into you, they actually want to do stuff. Whereas when you chase after them, like nobody likes to be sold. You go into a shop, you want to go into the shop and see a computer and say, oh, I want to buy it, right? But if you go into the shop and next thing this guy like jumps on top of you and says, have you seen this? Have you seen that? This is great. You really need to look at that. It's like, it's like, get me out of here, give me a wee bit of space here. Now, fair enough, but when they come to you, like if that guy was standing at the counter or doing something on the computer that's really interesting and they come over behind him and say, oh, that's great, I didn't know you could do that. Now, instead of them being chased, they're now actually being sold. And they're selling themselves. You're not selling them; they're selling themselves. So, I think it's always better to do it that way than to go after the jugular like a lot of people do, because people just don't like it. And I don't like it. So, so there we go. Other thing I wanted to just talk quickly about is that different social networks work in different ways for your business, and like, for example, YouTube videos, stuff like YouTube videos and stuff, they are a long-term thing, right? Because if you do a YouTube video and you rank for the YouTube video, people will be able to find that maybe 5 days, maybe a year, maybe 6 years, right? And people will be able to find it for a very long time. On Twitter, people are going to see it for like 20 seconds. And they might find it in Google. They might, type it in or type in the hashtag or something and bring up your tweet. But generally in Twitter, it's very, very fast. You're on Twitter, somebody tweets something, you see it, you click it before it disappears, right? Or else it's gone, right? So Twitter, you need to be posting all the time. You need to post every hour on Twitter, right? If you want to do any damage, right? And Facebook, if you post a lot, sometimes some people get pissed off. And sometimes Facebook also hide your posts. They say, oh, this is a serial spammer. So, with Facebook, you don't go too mad. Facebook, when you get a few likes, if somebody likes your post and so on, you maybe get 5-10 people like your post, then start showing to more people. And you could get that post shown for 2 or 3 days and loads of people seeing it. But I found generally recently, if you just post a link with, a couple of lines or something, it's like nobody sees it. It's like, they don't show it to anybody. You get very little reaction. But if you post a nice picture, and sometimes post a link, you'll get away with it. So if you post a really big, nice original picture or something, some quote or something, sometimes they'll show the link okay.
Sideline.
Yep. Yeah. Of course, the other thing I want to talk about is don't put all your eggs in one basket. I had a Twitter account with 60,000 followers, banned for 5 years. 5 years. And after 5 years, I got it back with followers. Right? Yeah, seriously. Because at the time, what I did was I had a software that basically followed people by the keywords that they were typing on Twitter. So say somebody typed in, how to start a blog, I would follow them, right? And then they would get a message saying, Pierce followed you. Then they would get a direct message from me back saying, by the way, would you like to know how to, set up a blog? Yeah, you know what I mean? And then, right, so Twitter was fine with this in the beginning. It was absolutely brilliant. Could make an absolute fortune. Believe it or not, it was brilliant. And then they stopped and started hammering it. But they just suspended people's accounts. They suddenly one day decided something was fine, wasn't, and then started hammering people's accounts. So I sent them an email, and I didn't see the reply because it was an old email address. And one day I just happened to be looking for something in my old email address that I hadn't used for years. And I went and looked, and it actually replied to me when I sent them a message about suspending my account. And they said, if you'll just say that, you'll not use any software and you'll do this and you'll do that, we'll reactivate your account. So I sent them an email 5 years in saying I won't do that. Next thing, I got all these email messages, direct messages from Twitter, so-and-so followed you, so-and-so followed you, 60,000 people followed you on Twitter. So that was my Twitter account back. So that's another reason why I don't put all your eggs in one basket. Because if all your eggs in one basket, that'll be the basket you'll drop. Right? So, have your Twitter account, have your Pinterest account, have your YouTube account, have your Facebook account. If one or two of those go, you've still got 4 or 5 things out there that people are still seeing your stuff. Whereas if you're just on Facebook and Facebook ban your account or ban your Facebook ads account, your business is gone, and you're starting to look to build another social network all over again, which to me is a wee bit on the crazy side. I didn't get enough of that here written. So like I said, just protect your assets online, your social networks, your videos, your blog content. It drives me mad. I see people all the time, tell me, oh yeah, I'm a blogger and I'm posting on blogger.com. And the thing is, they don't really like a lot of advertising. They don't like affiliate links. They don't like a lot of things, Blogger. And there's loads of people get their blogs deleted. I've had loads of blogs deleted, Blogger, when I started at the beginning. So Blogger is hosted, I think, by, isn't it Google? Blogger, isn't it? So basically, you depend on Google. So you depend on what mode Google's at. It's like YouTube. So you want to blog for 6 years on YouTube? Yeah. No. Don't advise it. Don't do it. Yeah. Good to meet you guys. Yeah. Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you too.
The meetup page for
we'll put up those links and things for Go Red and stuff. So.
Okay, yeah, I'll read a bit more.
Yeah. So I definitely would advise that. And
wait, is it me or no?
So for your blog content, I just think, self-hosted WordPress or whatever other things that you want to use.
That door is sticky no matter what way you do it, stick the way it is.
How are we going for time at the minute, folks? Have we? What time are you okay?
25 to.
Okay. Let's finish at 9, yeah? I'll just go through this very quickly. I just read this because I didn't get enough slides done, but I thought this may be interesting. So here's just quickly top 10 blogging tips for beginners. Yeah.
You look at my site, you'll see I blog regularly for at least years.
Number 1, okay, questions. Free versus paid. Okay, there are options for lots of different blogging tools on the internet. A lot of them are free. In order to cut down costs, should I use all the free ones? To me, I think, there is a minority of cases where you will find great tools for some jobs on the internet, and they will work fine. But there are a lot of things that could waste years of your time and energy because you use the free service. Parking your blog or website in a free hosting account like Blogger. I'm not going to say the other one. Means your website is hosted by Google. It's the same if you put your videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, any social network. Like I said earlier, I've had one YouTube account deleted 350 videos, had a Twitter account, 60,000 followers, suspended for 5 years. Really for me, there wasn't really a good reason for it. I know, let's see. And the thing is, these companies are all run by employees, and sometimes, the employee's just been having a bad day, and they're just going to come along, have a bad day, see you, and say, right, I don't like him, or don't like her, or don't like, the color of their skin, or don't like, whatever it is, and just delete your video, right? Or don't like the area they come from, they're from this, even though they'll say, oh, that's not right or whatever, there's a lot of people who do that in real life. So we can say that they don't, or, we can say, right. So, you're getting these people, they're coming, they can come to your video and basically flag your video and delete your account. They're not held responsible. You can't contact them. They're uncontactable. So they don't really care. Okay. So when you're putting your stuff on those services, you're risking your stuff. To me, what I would rank it with is building your business in your neighbour's garden. Do you know what I mean? It's like you try to make a McDonald's and you say, right, Stevie next door, I'm going to build my McDonald's drive-thru in your garden. Don't mind. And he might say, oh, that's great. Yeah, that'll be lovely. We'll be able to come out for dinner every night. And then after 6 months, you spent 500 grand, and Stevie came and said, I don't like all the traffic here anymore, you're going to have to knock down your thing. And that's basically what people do with, on YouTube, on blogger.com and stuff. They put all their stuff, put all their work, put all their energy, and then somebody can come along and flip the switch. Better spend the money in the hosting and at least be in control of it, have a saved copy of your blogs and websites and stuff. The other thing that's great about YouTube and stuff like that, or other video hosting sites, is that, you can compound your time. So like you go to work for 12 hours, you've done 12 hours work, that's it, right? You get paid per hour. What are you worth per hour? You're worth a tenner, you're worth £100, you're worth £200, you're worth, 10p if you're in, somewhere in Asia, right? So the thing about the YouTube videos, you can come here, you could record in a day, probably you could easily record maybe 3 hours worth of videos, right? And then as you get more, every time you do another 3 hours worth of videos, you're now working 3 hours, right? And then all the people who find that video and watch it, this is compounding. So, so it's like after 2 years, instead of you working, 12 hours a day, your videos can be working 500 hours a day, and you're not working. And you've put the buy now button at the bottom of the page, and said, look, click here, this is great, and you're not having to do the physical work because you've already done the work. So that's one of the things that I like about, stuff like that. But then again, there's the dangers of it too. But like I said, you can use Reel.video, so you can put your videos also on Reel.video and other hosting alternatives. There's loads of other video hosting sites. I can't even remember them all. I think it's important as well to build a list, to have an autoresponder, build a list of your clients, also to build a buyers list. I generally find that you could send 5,000 people who've looked for something for free to your site, and very few people will buy anything, but you could have a list of 50 buyers, and you could send an email out to them, and you could find 10 people buy your thing. So often I find also that the buyers are better, than the actual list as such, often. So what I do is I have software that basically whenever somebody comes and buys something, they automatically go into buyers list. So I know they bought my so-and-so, they bought this, they bought that. So now I have a buyers list of those people. I know they're interested in that thing. So I can say, you were interested in buying a website, so you'd probably be interested in an autoresponder. You're interested in buying an autoresponder, so you'd probably like that shopping cart. Or you bought a WordPress blog, so you'd probably be interested in this new WordPress theme, which is really cool and does this, this, and this, right?
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Don't know. Okay, how do I create great content that people want to read? Okay, I call it the so what analogy. Nothing drives me crazy in going to a website where someone brags about their company, their compensation plan, their qualifications, etc. People want to know, what's in it for me. So if someone says, we have the best compensation plan, so what? Our company's in business 40 years, so what? I'm the top seller in our company, so what? Bottom line is, as a reader of your blog or website, what can you actually do to help me? What can you get me? Because that's what they're interested in. They're interested in what you can get them. They're not interested that, Steve Jobs ran the second, or the top computer company in the world, or second computer company in the world. They're interested in what does the blooming laptop going to do for me tomorrow? They're not buying Steve Jobs. They're buying the laptop. They're buying the things that it does. So it's the same with your content. If you're putting out content that's rubbish and not interesting for the people, they'll probably not come back. Why does my blog or website not make money? There's a big question. There's good news and bad news. Good news is it's normally easy to work out why you do not make money. The bad news is you actually need to do some work. If you're having no income after 6 months of blogging online, here are some of the questions you maybe want to ask yourself. Am I posting relevant content for my readers on a regular basis? Have I got a call to action link for people to find out more about or buy my products and services? Does my blog or website target a specific niche or give some relevant information or products that my market are ready to buy? Am I capturing the email address of my readers and following up with relevant emails or information? Am I focused on selling a product when creating content, or am I focused on giving great value to my readers and then asking them to buy on the back end? Am I advertising my online business on Facebook, Google, YouTube, and other relevant social networks on a daily basis? If you're not doing these 6 things, then there's a good chance you could end up being in the 90% of people who make less than $100 a month marketing your business or services online. Number 6, what can I do to get lots of visitors to my blog or website? Create regular quality content on your website, including one long post of 1,500 words per week. Post my content in targeted Facebook groups, create Facebook paid ads, post your content on Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. You can also do SEO, search engine optimization. I have a few people who I know who do a lot of SEO, and some of them done really well out of it, but then a lot of them have also got hammered and went from 40 grand to zero overnight on their website and then had to redo it after paying 14 staff to do the writing on the website. So, I prefer, if I can make a reasonable living, with social networks and social media and stuff, without paying a group of 10 people to do SEO and backlinks and all that stuff, for me it works okay, but some people like the SEO, and SEO is good as well. And it depends what mood Google's in as well. You're then back to relying on Google again. So, question 7, will I be able to make money with my blog or website? Yes, you will, if you treat it seriously like a business and not a hobby or a lotto ticket. There's a lot of people think that a blog is a lotto ticket. You pay for the blog, you get it up, you do nothing and make money, and that doesn't generally work. How long does it take to make money for a blog or website? I would set myself a reasonable expectation of about a year if you're blogging, but you may start getting results in 6 to 9 months or less. Another way you could do it is to resolve to keep blogging until you reach your target income and beyond. Quitting on your blog, if you quit your blog, you're deciding not to win and not to do it. But what you could do is sometimes you'll make a blog and it'll not be targeted, it'll not be good, or it'll be your first time, it'll maybe be not so good, the content. So you might need to tweak it, you might need to change it, you might need to improve it, might need to change some of the products and services you're selling and the way you're doing it. But you shouldn't quit if you want to, make it work. Okay. Who's the best person to make my website, or should I just do it myself? If you have the luxury of having a lot of cash available, you could outsource everything from your website design to your content, etc., etc. If you, on the other hand, are a little strapped for cash, I'd recommend you could either get a mentor who's making money, teach you how to set up your online business. You may have to invest some money, but the truth is, very few serious businesses ever get started without some investment, which would be either time or money. Thing is, you can get more money, but once your time is gone, it's gone. So that's, I've done a wee bit. Sorry about that. So what are we going for time? 2 minutes. Let's see, what else here? Another thing people can do is outsourcing arbitrage, and that's like how you can actually resell services online to make a profit. So with the likes of that, you could go to the likes of Fiverr.com or something, and you can get people who will do stuff for very little. But recently they've been catching on, and they've been putting a lot of things more pricey than they used to be. There's a lot of things that are expensive, and there's Fiverr Premium and so on. Let's see. So you can basically type in anything you're looking for online. You can type in if you want articles, you want someone to do banners for you, or want someone to do anything, you can get them to do it. I mean, one thing that a lot of people have problems with is having their websites hacked and so on, right? And that really pisses people off. That's a major problem. I actually bought a domain called Hacker Tsunami after I got 350 websites hacked in one night. And I decided to make a product called Hacker Tsunami. How to deal with getting 350 websites hacked in one night. but basically, like, you can go, you can get someone on Fiverr to actually go in and clean up your website, sort out your website, get the red Google warnings removed and all that stuff for like $5, which is ridiculous, because your hosting company, if you go to like HostGator or something, you say to them, "Oh, my website's hacked, will you sort it?" Now they're trying to outsource services, and they're trying to charge you $200 to clean your site, and say, "Well, we'll guarantee that for 30 days." Like, say, I prefer to get $5 and go and do it again next week. And pay $200 and it ends in 30 days. So yeah, you just type in anything at all, that you have a problem with, or anything you need done, and you'll say, "Yeah, well, you can do that too." I don't know. It might be against the terms of service, but you never know. I mean, you find all sorts of things. They used to have people going and doing like malicious, YouTube, malicious YouTube thing. But you can see there, there's all these different people who'll fix your site. There's one starting at, $5, so it's £4, which is about $5. So, I mean, you could go and you could have a website, right? And you could be selling, websites and different things, and you could just put in your website. You might not even want to do it yourself, but you could even go put in your website, like, is your website being hacked? We can sort it out for 50 quid. It's 150 cheaper than HostGator, and you go give them the login details, pay a $5 and make 45 quid, for 10 minutes work or whatever. So, so it's another way. outsourcing arbitrage. I know that there's people who go and sell companies and stuff, websites for like, thousands of pounds, and they go and they get somebody, now what I would say is get somebody with loads of reviews and maybe do something with them, maybe do a website and do stuff with them and see that they can do it well. And then if they do it good, then if it's, really good job they're doing, you could go and a company could come along and say, I want a website for £1,000. And you go, pay them $200 or $300 or whatever, get a really nice website, and make $700 or pounds or whatever, stick it in your back pocket. So that's outsourcing arbitrage. Where, there's also there's a lot of companies that go, you'll go to get a banner or something, they'll charge you $50 or $100 or $200, and then there's people that do it for $5 and the bloody banners are the same. So if you've used that person 10 times and they've given you a fantastic banner every time, and somebody's willing to pay $200 and they say, I got quoted $200 for a banner, and I see you're selling them on your website for $50, that's a bargain. You may as well get the profit of somebody else,
Yeah.
So that's another thing that's quite handy. And what else? Yeah, well, for me personally, I'm not techie. I've no clue about tech, but generally, if I have problems or want to do something or create something, I generally find that if you look in the back office of WordPress, generally there's normally a plugin for nearly everything. So if you need something, quite often there's one that's either free, or if it's something sort of better that you're looking something that does a lot more stuff, quite often there's a paid one. So I find plugins can be quite handy as well. And that's one of the reasons I like WordPress as well, obviously because of the plugins and stuff. So just the links there and the things that I mentioned there this evening, I just stuck up a Google document there, and you can get it if you go to buildingabetter.com/WP Belfast. There's a link with those links and stuff. So if you want to look at any of them or whatever later. But yeah, that's really it. That's all I've got to say. I hope I haven't put anyone to sleep.
No,
So that's it. And yeah, that's perfect.